Here we are again, another edition of MTA Queensland's Industry Newsletter. Exciting news, I'm in Mackay, we're out visiting members, looking forward to really meeting with them on some of the key issues impacting on our industry. I'm sitting here with Darren from Viking Mechanical. How are you, Darren?
Good, thanks, Ron. How are you today?
Fantastic, thanks for seeing us.
No, pleasure.
You've got a really good setup here, and he's got another business in Mackay as well, another shed. Tell me about your business. How long you been around?
Okay, so Viking Mechanical started in 2014. Started just a couple of guys, myself and an apprentice. Managed to sort of grow our business and hopefully quite successfully so to where we are today. 2 locations, one in Paget and the others in the city centre. Our location in Paget is primarily an Iveco truck service centre. We do customer vehicles as well, obviously, and fleet maintenance for all the mining associated vehicles and some of the big contractors. Our shop in Peel Street in the city centre is a Jaguar Land Rover service centre, and also specialising in 4-wheel drive accessories, upgrades, suspension upkits, anything for the customer at the end of the day. So invariably what we're trying to achieve is a one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it's great that you've been able to diversify. So if you had to name a couple of the big issues that are impacting on both you and the industry at the moment, what do you think they'd be?
Oh, look, I think the biggest thing we've got to challenge us is a skills shortage. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's looking for skills, and obviously, you know, competing with the mining sector does bring its challenges. In the same token, we also want to support the mining sector, and we do have a couple of crew that do go out and service on-site things, especially up in Moranbah, out towards Claremont, and in Emerald as well. So,
wow.
You know, it is a challenge for us from that perspective, because we're taking 2 of our key people out of the workshop at any one time. But you know, we've got to move with the times, and that's the way it is. But you know, we're constantly on the lookout for new people and good skills. You know, how we challenge that in the way forward is probably a big challenge that everyone's going to go through at the same time. So I'd love to be able to say I had a golden ball to say this is the end of it, but
we hope to be able to help you with that some of that. Now, you mentioned to me before something really interesting. Obviously, the industry's changing faster now than it ever has for a long time in terms of the electrification of the fleet, hydrogen, all these other autonomous vehicles.
Yes.
And you mentioned that maybe it's time to challenge the old paradigm around we train mechanics, we train auto electricians. What's your view of the future of those trades? Well, highly skilled, certainly.
In my view, there is no 2 trades anymore. They have to be one trade.
No.
Diagnosis these days, half of it's electronic, half of it's mechanical. Both work hand in hand, and unless we have a fundamental understanding of the mechanical aspect of the engine, how do we diagnose an electronic side? And once again, if we don't have a fundamental understanding of the electronic side, how do we understand the mechanical failures that can happen? You know, gone are the days where we just used to fix cars. Now we need to diagnose before we fix, and diagnose accurately. So I think, you know, if we could make one trade out of the 2, perfect.
There's a message from my training team. Let's have a look at that, and we'll certainly have to have a look at, because we're already adding competencies in around electric vehicles and the like, and that's all around electrics. All right, Darren, these are meant to be short and sweet. We don't want to go too long. Thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting
us.
And to all our members. See you next week.